All right, we are back in the car. It is charged up to 100% state of charge, which is only showing 187 miles because e-tron life. But that's okay. We are going to just take a quick stroll around the BP Pulse EV charging Gigahub. And while we do, I figured we'd talk about it. So one of the things that I really like is the signage on both the entrance and the exit, or at least on both sides, I should say, of the Gigahub. And yeah, just lots and lots of charging options throughout from pretty much anywhere. So, yeah, the canopies are amazing. They have put canopies over, I think, all but 6 of the chargers, or five or six of the chargers. So, super nice to see. Great for the weather, especially being, so close to Lake Erie and kind of just having more rain and snow and inclement weather in this area. It is super duper nice to have canopies. So, Patrick, what were your impressions of the charging station, the site layout, that kind of thing?
I do like the layout and how many charging stations they have. And I also kind of like how they have a multi level of charge,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool stuff.
Multiple different charger types with different power levels.
I did like that one too. And the location also is kind of nice, safe, have camera, so it's a pretty cool place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the other side of the parking lot, right there. This is a 52 stall Tesla Supercharger in the same parking lot as the BP Pulse Gigahub. I almost wonder if Tesla heard about the Gigahub and decided to just try to one-up BP Pulse just for the fun of it, because I believe something similar happened in in California, where Electrify America decided to build a flagship site, and then Tesla built one like 10 times the size right across the street. So I almost wonder if it's something like that, or hey, maybe it was just already in the plans. But yeah, so let's talk comparison real quick. We drove over here specifically to find the BP Pulse charging site, but just from a visibility perspective, I found it to be way easier to find because there was actual signs. They weren't right up against the road, but there were actual signs that talked about BP charging, BP Pulse charging, and you could see the canopies and the chargers and all that. I did not notice that this charging station was even here, even though we walked past it like 4 times until, like 20, 30 minutes after we'd been here, something like that. So it's a really cool charging site, super cool layout. I'm glad that there are so many stalls here, and that both BP Pulse and Tesla are so focused on the EV charging and ensuring that there is high availability for EV charging. That was one of the things that they stressed in some of the conversations over there at BP Pulse, is that their goal is for high availability and reliability to be a hallmark of the charging network. And so far, the Gigahub was a great experience. As I've talked about ad nauseum at this point, the Travel Centers of America near me is not particularly a great experience, but hopefully that's not representative of the network as a whole, and I don't think it is. All right, we are departing the BP Pulse location and the Supercharger nearby. And we are going to, actually, where are we going? I totally just forgot where we were going. Somewhere in Indiana, which is very helpful, I know. Let's see. We are going to Lebanon, Indiana, where there is a Tesla Supercharger, because I apparently have a supercharging membership for this car, and so it is significantly less expensive to use superchargers. And also it's like perfect because it's 173 miles away. We have 186 miles of range. So let's roll. All right, guys, quick change of plans. We are actually going to swing by Stella's Diner because we're in Chicago. What am I thinking? So we're going to go to Stella's Diner, have some good food because we haven't had lunch yet, and it's like 1 p.m. Central, so like 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know how I didn't even think about food until we got back in the car. That's got to be a first for me. But yeah, so we're on our way to get some amazing American diner food, and then after that, we will reevaluate and see how far we can go to get back to Dayton. All right, guys, we took a quick detour to Stella's Diner. Can't remember if I mentioned that already, but we have figured out a route plan, so we are going to be stopping in Indianapolis in 161 miles, at least I hope so. The gasometer is reading 169, so we have an 8-mile buffer. I think we'll be good.
Yeah, now I think so.
Awesome. All right, guys, a bit of a change of plans here. So we started with, I think, a 2 or a 3-mile buffer, and then we got to a minus 8-mile buffer, and that's a lot. At least on this car it is. That's like negative 4% arrival or something close to that. So rather than continue on and strand ourselves, we decided to stop in between. So we're going to be stopping at a Hyundai dealership. I don't remember which one, but it has some ChargePoint CPE 250s, and it is 50 cents per kilowatt hour, which I think is a bit much for fast charging. But we'll just swing by there, add another, I don't know, 10-15% to the battery, just enough to get to the Tesla Supercharger in Indianapolis, and then we will drive to the Supercharger where we can get energy for like 35 cents per kilowatt hour, which is a lot more reasonable. All right, let's get out real quick and get the car plugged in. So we will power things down. Actually, it is pouring rain outside, so let's make sure that my ChargePoint app works. Looks like it will. All right, it is loading up. Whew. It is wet and cold and rainy outside. Sure, accept updated terms of service. NFC tap. We are now authorizing. Please pardon the frame rate. Card read error. Well, that's not good. But it also wasn't a credit card, so I wonder if maybe it misread my tap to pay. So we are Rorman Auto Hyundai North. So we'll go ahead and hit start charge. Yes. See if the status will change. Maybe. There we go, plug in, okay. So it just misread my NFC tap. This plug's a little worse for wear, but not too awful. Just got some worn, a little bit of a worn housing, and there we go. The rubber for the little CCS ejector cap is coming off. But it is communicating, it is thinking, and it's really cold, so I'm going to go inside to monitor the charge session. Okay, sorry if I was a little muffled there. My jacket, I think, was over the mic. So we are at 11% battery, 22 miles, and the station shows in use, so we should see some stats here shortly. Let's see, 55 miles per hour. There we go. All right, 38 kilowatts. And presumably, yep, there we go. Perfect. 59 kilowatts, which I think is going to be about the maximum that we'll get at this charging station. Ooh, 60 kilowatts. Even better. So we are maxing it out at all 156 amps that it'll take. And let's see. How far do we need to go? 35 miles in order to get to the Supercharger in 49 minutes. So I think we will charge up here. until we have an estimated, what do you think, 40 miles of range? Cool, 40 miles of range, and then we will take off. All right, this is just a little bit problematic. I was sitting there scrolling PlugShare on my phone, and the station just went unavailable. It just shut down and rebooted. We've got no power supply. We added 3% battery, so let's go outside and see what's going on. It looks like, for whatever reason, the yeah, I know. It looks like the whole station rebooted. So let's take a look here. Looks like it is starting up. So while it starts, I'm going to unplug from the car. We will put the handle back like so. Hopefully that finishes booting up. Reopen the charge port. Now that flap will stay open. And let's see. If this doesn't become available in about a minute or so. Oh, there we go. Except now it thinks I still have a session going, which I definitely don't. So the mobile app is being a little bit goofy. So let's restart the ChargePoint app. Come on. Okay, find me. There we go. Start charge, yes. This is a problem I don't think I've ever had before in a CPE 250. Right, there we go. It is authorized, so it says plug in. So we will grab the CCS handle and shift it to the side, plug it in. There we go. All right, so now the car sees it, and they are beginning communication. So back into the e-tron we go. Hopefully this works, because I would like to not be restarting charge sessions a whole bunch of times in order to get out of here. But it says in use. We've got 16% battery, an estimated 1 hour and 9 minutes remaining to charge to 100, which of course we're not doing. And presumably, nope, it just failed. Well, that is highly unfortunate. All right, well, let's try the other charger on the other side of the parking lot, and hopefully we can get a good session here. Otherwise, we may end up hazard lights on, doing 45 miles an hour to the supercharger. Whew. I wouldn't say there's, whoa, that was a big gust of wind. Wouldn't say there's never a dull moment with road tripping an EV, but there are certainly moments that are not dull. So let's power this up, go into reverse, turn it around, go the other direction. Thankfully, this dealership has both of their ChargePoint CPE 250s out in the front lot, which makes it very easy to find and to plug into. So let's go ahead and get ourselves situated here. Turning around, turning around. Okay, here we are. Okay, this one says available. So let's give this one a shot. Just get my jacket back on. Okay. We will hop out again. Whoops, we'll turn off the car because it has a power button. Hop out, close all the doors, open the e-tron charge port, unlock the phone. Now we're looking at Rohrman Auto Hyundai South. So if we go to Hyundai South, we'll hit start charge. Yes. Authorizing. Please work. It is very cold outside. and rainy. e-tron looks pretty good though. All right, it says available, still says authorizing on the phone. So hopefully this works, come on. Couldn't communicate with the server, try again later. Oh, okay. It must have just barely timed out. So let's go ahead and grab this handle. Oh, this handle's looking a little worse actually. This one's got some broken pieces to it, so I'm just gonna set the camera there for a quick moment while I get this CCS handle properly jammed in there. And there goes the camera. All right, you can see it's recognized by the car. It's waiting for EV. So hopefully it will recognize that the car is selected, or connected, I mean. All right, so we've got initialize. Again, 16%. Hopefully we'll get some communication. All right, the station says in use, so it must be actively handshaking. I heard the high voltage contactors click there. Now we have charging in progress. This looks like a good sign. 38 kilowatts, and spin up module number 2, and we'll go to 59, 60. Awesome. All right, so now we power up the car. Skip past that. Skip past that. Still doing 60 kilowatts. Amazing. Please charge battery. Yes, I am aware. So at least there was a second charge point Express 250 here. Yeah, 125 for 2.5 kilowatts, 50 cents a kilowatt hour. That is expected. All right, so 35 miles is how far away we are. We've got 31 miles of estimated range. So we will let this go up to about 40, 41 miles, and then we are out of here. So we don't need that much more power. We're at 17% already, which is pretty decent considering we're only doing 60, 61 kilowatts. So it only should be, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, and we'll be on the road again. All right, we've got 55 kilowatts going into the battery now at 22%, and that is no fault of the charger. I am running the defog because it got really foggy. I'm guessing because of the whole auxiliary, not auxiliary air conditioning thing. It kept turning the AC compressor on and off, which like fogged up the window. So I had to do the power off, auxiliary air conditioning, or whatever it is, the like walk away air conditioning, and then power back on so I could see what I was doing, because this charging screen goes away when the car is off. But it seems like the HVAC setting held, so that's good. And there we go, 42 miles. Ready to roll?
Yes, I am.
Let's do it.
You?
Yep.
Let's do it.
23%, 42 miles of estimated range. We are out of here. Just hop out of the driver's side. I'll leave that door open for Patrick. We will hit the button to disconnect the charging session. Okay. Unlocked. Put back in its place. 6.3 kilowatt hours at this station for $3.16, in addition to the 2.5 kilowatt hours that we got at the other station. So almost 9 kilowatt hours into the battery. Getting back on the road now that we have completed our little auxiliary charging stop, our bailout option, which took way longer than it should have, but that's all right. 35 minutes, 31 miles. We are actually taking a state route parallel to the interstate because the interstate is that backed up, but we've got 40 miles of range, and we never charged high enough to get the battery out of the red, but that's okay. We are definitely gonna make it this time, but like for real.
Oh yes, we definitely are.
Yeah.
No worries this time.
Yep, no worries. All right, we are approaching the Tesla Supercharger 6.2 miles away with 7 miles on the guessometer and a bit of a power limit. So my question is, Patrick, how confident are you that we are going to make it?
You know, always. I always worry when we came below 5. So I don't know. It's a little bit of rain, and I'm a little bit confident after riding with you for a while.
All right, cool. So we're pretty confident here. We've got 1 mile to work with, and that is plenty.
Yep, that's true. It's actually not 1. It's like a half. Bro.
Oh.
It's 5.5 and we have 6.
Yeah, maybe we'll slow down just a little bit then.
Okay, then
but yeah, we got half a mile to work with.
Yeah, that's true.
We put the mics away to charge, so I'm just gonna yell at the camera. We are 3.2 miles away. We've got 4 miles of range remaining, and we are on Interstate 65 once again for the next 2.5 miles until we get to our exit in Lebanon, Indiana. Yeah. One nice thing is, even with 3 miles on the guessometer, we can still maintain highway speeds, no problem. We're doing mid-50s here, just keeping with the flow of traffic. So let me double check. Oh, we're at 1% battery.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this will be the first time that we have arrived at a station with 1 or potentially 0% battery. So 1.5 miles to go, 3 miles on the guessometer. We're banking on the fact that this is a German vehicle, which means precision engineering, which means 3 miles is 3 miles. And that means we have 1.5 of buffer. 0.7 of buffer. So here we are coming up on exit 139.
What would happen
Still,
if we miss this?
Oh, we better not miss this exit.
In half a mile, take exit 139 for Indiana 39 toward Lebanon, Lisbon.
Yeah, I don't think we have the energy to spare, so we are going to get off on exit 139 for sure. I don't remember if this is a version 3 or a version 4, but we will nose into the stall and get a charge session going for sure. So we're still maintaining highway speeds, no problem, even at 1% battery. So plus 1 for the 6-year-old e-tron, soon to be 7. And yeah, little kick of regen there. That should improve things. We've got half a mile to the supercharger with 2 miles on the guessometer now.
Turn left onto Indiana
And I'm going to mute the navigation because that's kind of annoying.
Yes, please.
And then we will double check. So you're going to turn left up here. Where are we at? Still 1% battery. So we got power. Got power remaining. Just you know, a little bit of power remaining.
Yes.
So we're going to hang a left here, and then we will take a right after that. We'll be at the supercharger. I don't remember exactly where this one is, but it's the Lebanon, Indiana supercharger. It is open to non-Tesla vehicles. We did confirm before deciding to go full send on the battery capacity.
This should be good enough.
That'll be good. So let's go ahead and get plugged in. So Patrick, if you want to do the honors, turn off the car, grab the supercharger adapter, the Tesla adapter, and I am going to pull up the Tesla app on my cell phone. Ugh, oh my gosh, it's raining outside.
Too cold, too. Watch your head.
And now it says go ahead and plug in. And that is the sound of hopefully success. We've got the white communication blink going. And now we're just waiting on it to turn green, and then we can hop in the car and see what kind of speeds we're getting. There we go, green light, awesome. Let's hop into the car. I'm gonna hop in the driver's seat for just a second. And let's see what we got here stat-wise. Nothing. Well, that's interesting. So let's power on the car. And vehicle, nope. Charging and efficiency, charging. Okay, so we are at 2% now. Please charge battery. Sure. All right, 119 kilowatts. That is probably not a cold battery. That is likely due to the fact that our voltage is on the floor. So we're getting 120 kilowatts, and I expect that to ramp up to the 140s after we get above 10 or 15%. So let's see here. We are now up to 3% battery, and we will keep you updated. Love the superchargers.
Yeah.
You can hear the supercharger stall here absolutely ripping. We are getting full beans in the e-tron here, just 400 amps flat out, probably for the next 20 or so minutes. We are at 70% battery, now down to 117. It was just doing 120 kilowatts, so I'm guessing the battery's probably still a smidge cold. We've done all kinds of weird charging sessions today. We did a 20 to 70, we did a 10 to 55, then we did a 2 to 100, then we did a, what was it, like 10 to 23% or 11 to 23%. So this battery has been all over the place, but props to the engineers, the BMS has remained incredibly calibrated, allowing for 2 and even 1% arrivals multiple times today, even though the car didn't even leave with 100% or have the ability to top charge and top balance. That said, we did the math, and it turns out that the house is actually like 130 something, about 140 miles away from here. So we're just going to let it charge to 80, 85%, and then just rip over to the house, because why not? We are at 80% charge now, pulling 81 kilowatts. It's just kind of ramping down now. It was just pulling 87 a moment ago. So we are going to hop out, unplug, and get ourselves back on the road. The supercharger is filling up. We've got a Mustang Mach-E pulling on 2 stalls there, just like they should, because we have the corner spot. And yeah, there's probably like, I don't know, 5 Teslas, maybe a 6th one pulling up. So we're gonna hit the button. And all right, charge cable is unlocked, and then I got to use 2 hands for that, so I won't be able to do anything meaningful with the camera because I'm trying to both not drop the adapter and also not drop the cable. Then we will hop back in the driver's seat, just like that. Open up the secret compartment, put the charging adapter back in there. And now we are at 81%, and I am going to reset the target to our daily 90% charge limit for the winter time, because we shouldn't need to stop and charge anymore. So we're all buckled in, and yeah, I think it's time for me to just punch in the navigation, and then we will be good. And we are off. Gone from wherever we were in Indiana. I do not remember exactly where, but we are out of here and on our way back to Dayton, Ohio. I've got it punched into the navigation. It's about 129 miles away, and we have an estimated 145 miles of range. So I think we've got a pretty solid buffer to mess around with, and I am not going to go for a 1 or a 2% arrival this time. We're just going to chill out. It's gotten a little bit darker now, and the conditions have worsened just a bit. So we're going to take things easy, but we won't have to worry about range, which will be super nice. And yeah, the e-tron has been a pretty awesome road tripper so far on this trip. You know, it doesn't have crazy endurance. It can only go, what, like 175, maybe 180 miles on a good day from a completely full charge. But overall, I have found it to be super comfortable, and the relatively quick charging definitely makes road tripping it much easier than one would expect. So those are some serious back roads that Google has taken me on. I'm not really sure why. But it's okay. We're not in a race here. We're just cruising. So we've got an estimated time of arrival of about 9:05 p.m., which all things considered is not terrible because we have covered, I want to say, about 650 miles today. So 650 miles plus we spent, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours over at the BP Pulse Gigahub in Chicago. That was really fun. We got to hang out with a ton of the BP Pulse staff from the Chicago office, and all super awesome, super passionate people. So overall, I'd say this day was a success.
afslag rechts.
All right, guys, we have finally made it back. So here are the trip stats. We averaged 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is honestly surprisingly good considering the conditions and the temperature. We ended up driving for about 14 hours today, although that might have been skewed by the car being running for some of the charge stops. We averaged 44 miles an hour and we covered about 614 miles. We got here with a 14% state of charge. So all in all, I'd call this a success. Patrick, what were your overall thoughts on the road trip and the BP Pulse Charger? Just kind of in final summary.
I would say I like what I see. I would encourage people to check it out when they get a chance. Even if the weather was not friendly, but I did enjoy like the road trip in general.
Yeah, road tripping is super fun, and the e-tron makes it very easy for sure. Yeah, the BP Pulse site was super awesome. I know they're not going to have Gigahubs everywhere, but the more the better. Honestly, it was overall just a really good experience. So I hope to see more of that continuing into the future, and more of the kind of it just works, kind of philosophy of BP Pulse wanting to be known for reliability and uptime. So with that, I think we will see you on the next video. Bye. All right, quick bonus clip. We just unplugged the Model 3. We plugged it in, I think, at 4:20 or 4:15 in the morning. It is now 9:07. I think we unplugged at 9:05, and we are at 58% battery, so 15 to 58% just over the course of the day. And that's on nothing but a level 1 charger. Level 1 charging is real. Not everybody needs level 2. Level 2 is amazing, but sometimes a 120 outlet is totally enough.